Hey everybody, Sean here from Shooty School. This video is to encourage you to recycle or fix your over-the-ear headphones. Not earbuds, but the over-the-ear ones. In audio production land, or maybe you do video production, we spend a lot of money, anywhere from $50 to $1,500 on nice over-the-ear headphones so we can monitor audio correctly. And a lot of people are taking these expensive headphones and throwing them in the trash. They want new ones just because the ear muffs, the padding, is either shedding, which always happens to me. I use a lot of Sennheiser headphones, or it's ripping or tearing, or it's kind of coming out of its installation and it's just kind of like swelling up. This video is about you saving anywhere from hundreds or even $1,000. Just the two sets of headphones that I've done this to, which is simply seek out replacement parts for, probably saved me about almost $500. My most expensive pair is the Sennheiser 360 Pros, and that's a discontinued item. And even if your item isn't discontinued, sometimes Sennheiser does not make or stops making the official ear pad replacement. And a lot of third-party companies, whether it's abroad or not, they'll sell them, and they'll sell them cheaply, and they're not a perfect match. We're not going to restore these headphones to their exact brand new value, but it's better than throwing these. My Sennheiser 360s probably costs 360 Pros probably cost over $300 when I bought them new. I don't know, this is over a decade ago. I'm still getting my money's worth out of headphones that are over a decade old. And as you can see, I'm replacing the ear pads and fussing with them until I get them on. And so that only cost me like $20. Forget it was $15 or $25. That was from Amazon, but you might search eBay, and if you can't find anything in either of those two places, just start doing a Google search and see if anyone has those, any resellers have those. Because instead of throwing let's say it costs $350, it's probably right, my $350 Sennheiser headphones in the trash, I spent roughly around $20 and about 10 minutes cleaning and replacing them. I mean, that's serious. To get back to the negative things is the ear pads are not a factory replacement, so they're made out of different materials. So maybe I use Sennheiser 360s for their bass response. That's why I like those. So my bass response is a little different because the material is different. But after I listen to those headphones for a little while, I adapt and get used to their sound, and then I can compensate for them. I get used to them. So that's one thing to consider that might be a negative. When it comes to my Sennheiser 260 Pros, I've had these headphones for almost 20 years, and I love them. They lack a lot of bass, but I love them because they're closed back and they hang onto my head so tightly. It's such a good seal that when I'm speaking into a microphone or recording vocals, or I have a client recording vocals, the bleed does not get out of these headphones. And I forget it, these headphones are still on the market, and they're old. They're anywhere from $100 to $200. I forget. It's the 260 Pros. And the replacement pads I got for those, which was a pain in the butt to actually get on, but totally worth it. I probably spent somewhere around $20. And I've recycled headphones that are 20 years old. If there's nothing wrong with the speakers, then what's wrong with the headphones? Unless you simply don't like them, don't throw them out. And I had this just as another example, let's say you look online and you can't find replacement pads for your headphones. I have some Panasonic PPHT360. These are really light. They're not really all that great, but I don't want to just spend another $50 on headphones. And since there were no replacement pads to be found, I just took some gaff tape and I covered up where the headphones were shedding. And then, knowing that gaff tape is not super destructive glue, I actually took a little bit of duct tape and just sealed from the plastic headphone case to the gaff tape, as you can see in the video. And these are not super comfortable, but these are for my guests that come in, and I usually keep them on my drum kit. And if people want to sit down and play drums, they didn't bring their own headphones, there's a pair of headphones right there. No one even notices. They just pop them on. I actually did that 4 years ago, a long time ago, and it's still holding up. And when the gaff tape does lip and peel up, I'll just put a little bit more gaff tape on there. So I'm at least recycling those headphones. They're not necessarily refurbished, but save money. So there's 3 sets of headphones. Here's one more piece of advice, is I had a Cave, Raccat, R-A-C-C-A-T, R-O-C-C-A-T. It's a gaming headphone company. They had the Cave 5.1 surround sound headphones, and I loved them. I used them for entertainment, playing some games, stuff like that. Surround sound right in your headphones. And I remember the first day I tried them out, I know I said to myself, I like these, I'm going to use these for a while. At that very moment, when I acknowledged that I like these and I will use them for a while, I should have bought replacement pads for them right then, because I'd still have them right now if I did. Because come 3-4 years later, when I went to see who was making the replacement pads, they're discontinued by Roccat or Raycott, sorry, I forget the pronunciation, discontinued by the company. And no third-party sellers were making something that worked for them. So I ended up throwing this huge surround sound setup headphones in the trash can. And then, of course, before I made this video, which was about a year after I threw them out, someone's finally making them. So 2 things. 1, I wish I bought headphone pads right away, because I knew I would use these headphones for years. And if you use headphones often, you will go through the pads. That's a fact. Or 2, I wish I didn't throw that away, because a year later, someone finally made the product. Supply demand. When it comes to these replacement pads, some of them you just pop one off and put one on, you snap it in, you mush it together and it works. And some of them is like surgery, where you kind of need a dentist pick to really fit them in, and it's a pain in the ass. My Sennheiser 260s were a pain in the butt, and my Sennheiser 360s were a piece of cake. So I want to encourage you to save money, want to encourage you to recycle, and don't get rid of your headphones unless they're broken or unless you don't like them. So that's it. Sean from Shooty School. Hope that helped. One last note that I forgot is just read the reviews of the products, and coming at this from 2 points of view. A, if they're all bad reviews or mostly bad reviews, move on, try and find something else. But consider when you're reading a bad review is a lot of these pads, like I said before, kind of take surgery to put it on. And people complain because the pad ripped, they broke the pad trying to install it, or it's just too tight of a fit. That's kind of common with certain replacement pads. And if you don't have patience and dexterity to put the time aside and really focus on getting this tiny little pad on, then maybe this isn't for you. But I do encourage you to try it, since it only costs $20 and it could save you hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Like I said, on one pair of headphones, I needed a dentist pick that was plastic, not metal. And these pads, some of them are made out of sheepskin or lambskin, some of them are foam. So if you just grab it and go, well, this is supposed to work, rip, and you destroy your product, you got to consider the materials you're working with. So read the reviews, and keep in mind, a lot of those negative reviews are simply going to come from people manhandling and breaking the replacement pad before they could get it on the headphones. And then consider if this is even a project for you. So I hope that helps.